Another beautiful day in Northwest Arkansas. Young and old alike have come to Bogle Park to watch Game 3 of a weekend series. Arkansas Razorbacks going for the sweep, taking on the UConn Huskies out of the Big East. Let's bring you up to the booth. I'm Brett Dolan with Sydney Parley. Thanks for joining us. Arkansas has had a pair of run rule wins on Friday and Saturday, and no surprise, right in the middle of things is Tiana Bell.
Tiana Bell has been so solid offensively. Her bat is hot this weekend, 6 for 8 already. Tiana Bell, this is how she started off the weekend, a 2-run home run with a blast. Oh yeah, in the parking lot. It has been gap-to-gap shots for Tiana Bell the entire weekend. She just is seeing the ball so well. Such solid contact. She's hit the home run. She's hit the gap shots. Base hits through the infield. She's produced 7 RBIs so far on the weekend. It's been the Tiana Bell show, Brett. She's
hit lasers. The exit velocity's been fun to watch. So are those numbers. 6 for 8 again, 7 runs batted in, couple of extra base hits, including that homer, which ended up in the parking lot. We were wondering who might start today in Game 3 for the Razorbacks, and the answer is Reese Berline.
And for Reese Berline, she's gotten some action in the circle here recently. She's heavily reliant upon her off-speed pitch. She's just going to spin the ball through the zone.
Numbers on the season. The lineup she will face for the Huskies: Kibling, Ring, and Kupal, then Pettis, Breslin, DeMayo, Wilders, Barber, and Cruz round out the starting 9 on an 84-degree afternoon. A little bit of an earlier start today. Would imagine a travel day for the Huskies. They got to get home and play a home game Tuesday. They've had one all season. This is the third at Bogle Park. Had a massive crowd yesterday, and Coach Steifel watched her team get her 18th run rule win of the season. And they just keep this train moving down the tracks.
I mean, they are right now sitting with the 18 run rules, second in program history. Last season, they had 23 run rule victories, so they're pretty close to that, Brett.
Stuck one away late in the bottom of the 6th yesterday, and we are off and rolling. Caitlin Kibling in. Kibling homered in the 4th inning yesterday against Peyton Burnham. It was the first base runner, the first hit, the first run in one swing for the Huskies after Burnham had 3 perfect innings. We were talking about Berline, though, and Arkansas did not play well early Tuesday against UCA. That was the morning start, so maybe Reese is the morning or early afternoon pitcher. But she had to enter the game, and she had not pitched since February the 8th. So you're talking about more than a month. And she did a really nice job as Arkansas came back and won that game.
She did, coming in, did a really nice job sitting down the UCA offense, who early on in the game, Brett, they were on it.
They were. And for her to come out and throw 4 1/3 innings, it's a real big pick-me-up for Arkansas because, again, we haven't seen Robin Herron pitch in more than a week, and I wouldn't imagine we would today. 2-2 the count to Kibling. That is right on the corner. Strike 3 called. Kibling down looking. And a good beginning for Reese at Arkansas. That's Coach Valentino, her 7th year as the head coach at UConn. We're going to have some fun talking about the Iditarod analogy she's got for her UConn team. I love it. She had this team in the NCAA tournament a year ago. A little different look at the thump this year. I know they're trying to find their groove as Savannah steps in. The problem is you have to go into the SEC when you're stepping out of conference play for a difficult weekend.
Yes, and Coach Valentino talked about last season they used their bye weekend to play against Tennessee. This year they're playing against Arkansas, and she talked about how it really helps the program, especially getting into that postseason play if they were to win their conference tournament.
It's also her first ever trip to Arkansas, so she clicks off another state.
Well, Brett, I'll tell you, what a perfect weekend to be here in Arkansas. Northwest Arkansas is an amazing place to be, but this weather, I mean, my gosh, and we're in March.
We had some fun yesterday with Coach Valentino because she says she talks to her team, and when it's really cold, she might say, "Is it too cold for anybody?" And a freshman will say, "Yes." And she goes, "No, we're Huskies." But they have practiced on their field one time outside this season. They have had one home game. Then they come to Arkansas, and those Huskies get 95 degrees in Arkansas. And I told her it's not normally like this at this time of the year. You would have been here Tuesday. It would have been freezing cold. But the Huskies are getting the heat in Northwest Arkansas.
Not having to face any cold this weekend. But that is the amazing thing, is getting out on their field one time because of the weather that they're facing, and then to come out and compete.
Yeah, it's not a lot of fun as Ring fouls one way down the line and left, because they have a tremendous indoor just beyond their right field fence. They've got cages in there. But, you know, you want to play on dirt. You want to have outfielders take fly balls. And today, the way the wind is howling, it might cause some problems in the outfield. That ball was ripped by Savannah Ring, her 28th hit of the year. And a one-out single for UConn.
Such a solid piece of hitting right here by Ring, just shooting it right back up the middle where it came from. Solid contact, and she is just one of the players that is the heart of the team, what Coach Valentino talked to us about.
There's no doubt one of the veterans on this club. Haley Kupal, the first baseman, chased a pitch that had some drop to it. Haley 0 for 3 yesterday. UConn had 2 runs on 3 hits. Arkansas scored 4 early, but it was a 5-2 game going into the bottom of the 6th inning, and then Arkansas put 5 on the board for the run rule. That's that same pitch again from Berline.
Back-to-back drop balls just falling off of the table.
I guess, as they say in baseball, if it's low, let it go, because it's not getting any higher. And that pitch came in low, and then he really had some drop. Well, why not triple up on it? But that time, Kupal able to lay off the pitch. By the way, our plate umpire, Mario Calabrese, here in Game 3. Marison Addison at first. Jermaine O'Gwyn over at first base, or third base, I should say, for our 3-man crew. Threw that drop pitch again and gets a strikeout.
For her second K already on the day, Reese Berline just utilizing her drop ball, starting out low in the zone, ending up at the base of the plate.
But again, Sydney, that ball comes out low, so it's a borderline, probably not a strike, and then it drops even further.
Right, it's a ball out of the hand.
Kat Pettis socks one foul down the line and left. Pettis 8 homers, 18 knocked in. Swings through the Berline pitch, and it's 0-2.
I mean, right now, Reese Berline, she is working the ball low in the zone, and once she gets ahead, she's coming back up with her eyes.
Pettis, who homered on Friday night, down in the count. Ring at first. Berline's next one. Boy, that pitch is something else. Works around a single, strikes out 3. Good beginning for the Razorbacks in Arkansas, coming into bat at Bogle Park. Bulmer in the circle today for these UConn Huskies.
And for Caprice Bomer, she's going to throw east to west with an off-speed pitch, and then she will go up in the zone when she gets ahead. Coach Valentino talked about, she's extremely smiley, grateful for the opportunity every time she steps foot in the circle.
Well, I bet she's smiling today because it was last Friday she took a liner off her head and it got some of the mask, some of her head, and really ricocheted wildly out into left field. Hasn't pitched since. The lineup she will face: Johnson, Bain, McDowell, Bell, Kennedy, Wyckoff, Rio off a big series, Miller and Davison round out the starting 9, and that is the lineup from yesterday. So if not broke, don't fix it. And here's Reagan Johnson. Her next hit will be number 260 in her career. The record for Arkansas, Hannah McEwen at 261, so 2 hits today. She ties 3. She gets the record.
I hope she does it today, Brett, so we can be a part of that.
Especially when you consider Arkansas will be at UCA next Tuesday, so a chance to do it at home. But by the way, the multi-hit game she had yesterday, Johnson had a double and a triple, couple of strikeouts. It was her 75th career multi-hit game. 75 games of 2 hits or more. That's how you chase records.
And she's sitting at the only player in program history to lead Arkansas in multi-hit games in 3+ seasons.
Next one's outside, so she won't get a hit, but she will take the walk. And Arkansas has a leadoff base runner. Brinley Bain next in. So for all those multi-hit games I mentioned, leads Arkansas with 2 hits or more in games this season as Brinley Bain. 7 yesterday.
And what she has done as a freshman, Brett, is just unreal. And we talked about it before the broadcast, but the fact that she's sitting in the DP role and is having the type of success she's having.
It's incredible for a freshman to be able to do that. You wonder if she can stay here for 4 years, whether she might be chasing Reagan Johnson's hit record at some point. But, you know, you look at the numbers this year, Sydney, 34 for 76 at the plate. I mean, that's crazy. But I'm going to take you back to her senior year at Eagleville High School in Tennessee. She was 60 for 95.
There you go. There you go.
She's used to it with her mom as the assistant coach and having a lot of success.
She's just so consistent, and the presence that she has in the box and maturity, I mean, for a freshman, her swing is just so smooth and simple.
Johnson's going to run. Throw is a little bit late. That is number 12 for Reagan. This team doesn't run a ton. Johnson does, and she wanted to turn that leadoff walk into 2 bases.
And the speed of Reagan Johnson, her first few steps off of first base are so aggressive, sliding in easy.
2-0 the count to Bain, so I think Bomer needs a strike. She hasn't had one yet. And I talked to Coach Valentino yesterday about Bomer because, again, it was scary to watch last Friday. It was a cold day in Seton Hall. The ball hits the top of her mask, and thank goodness for that mask. It's part of her head, ricochets out in the left. You have to wait for the ball to be collected and played back in until they could go attend to her. She said it's happened to her a couple of times for her players over the years, but that one felt like 20 seconds before you could get out to the circle to attend to her, and that's her first strike on her 8th pitch. I was wondering, because we didn't see her at the end of that Seton Hall series or the first couple of games, if whether they might just give her a few extra days, but she's probably anxious to be back out there. But it's a couple of walks, and I would say, Sydney, walks against this Arkansas offense always a bit of the enemy, but with the wind howling out today, the Hogs could put multiple runs on the board with one swing.
Yeah, and it's going to be critical for Bomer to keep the ball low in the zone, not leave anything up and over the heart of the plate. But talk about resiliency, Brett. I mean, to have something like that happen just a week ago and then step back out on the mound.
Yeah, right, because it's not just being off for a week. It's going through those first few pitches when there's some big-time hitters who are going to be hitting the ball back in your direction. And I think they're going to pay a quick visit after the pitch miss to McDowell. And this is probably a good time for a circle visit. You see the numbers develop on the year because, again, there's a lot of things at play. And there's that smile from Bomer. She's smiling right now. First of all, she hasn't pitched in a game in a week. And then you got to go through a couple of pitches when you've had one hit back off you and the wind's blowing out. And if there's another and, you're facing an Arkansas team that came into this weekend the 7th best batting average in the country, 7th in runs per game, and you know all the other offensive categories where they are top 10.
Yes, and for someone, I know the bases aren't loaded, but Ella McDowell hitting back-to-back grand slams in consecutive games. I mean, this Arkansas offense, one thing that you cannot do is issue the free passes.
Back in there, and that's a good one for a strike. One of the reasons why Arkansas is a top 10 team is just their success in all 3 facets. McDowell takes one low. But consider this, Sydney. Arkansas's pitchers have thrown to a 2.51 earned run average. Their opponent's ERA, meaning what their hitters have done against the opposing pitchers, is almost exactly 4 times as much, from 2.5 to basically 10.
Gosh. You know,
that's rocketed to short, and Pettis will make the catch. She's had a few of those find her, and she made that catch to save her run.
And for Kat Pettis, just hanging on to that, that's a well-hit ball by Ellen McDowell, actually tailing away from her. She does a solid job just holding on to this.
She made a play yesterday in a liner that had some slice and movement to it, and she kind of surrounded the liner in the air and made the catch.
Yeah, to your point, though, Brett, I mean, with the way that Arkansas swings the bat, it allows the pitching staff to pitch way more freely.
It does, and having hitters like Bell and Kennedy in the 4 and 5 spots, part of that, you see her season numbers, the 10 homers, the 38 knocked in. A year ago, she had 54 runs batted in. She's on her way to more than that. Skied to right. Breslin contending with the wind. She'll make the catch. There's a tag, and the throw to third is offline, and Arkansas is going to get a freebie. And Bain will hustle to third. So a fly out, but Reagan Johnson forced a throw from Breslin, and it was so far offline that Arkansas kept running, and they scored.
I mean, Brett, you cannot make the speed up that Reagan Johnson has. A shallow fly ball to right field that she's able to tag on. And just with her speed, it applies so much pressure. This ball's overthrown by Breslin.
If that's even in the vicinity of third base, it's probably not going to be a run, but it was so far offline, it led to a tally. And this is Dakota Kennedy. Dakota yesterday hit a liner to third that was hit so hard that it was about a foot by DeMeo when she stuck up her glove and caught it. And she finished 1 for 3. Our one and only opportunity this year to see Dakota.
And she has been fun to watch in the Arkansas uniform.
How about this one, Sydney? She is a .391 career hitter. And a year ago, we talk about some of the seasons and you think about what she did at Arizona. Now, she had 60 hits last year, but she missed 17 games. A 60-hit season for a lot of players is huge, probably more than a hit a game, and she did it while missing basically a month.
And she's so versatile. She's even talked about it herself, but, you know, she's got the ability to lay down a bunt for a hit, and a lot of times she reads the defense when they're playing back high, but then just the power that she has. And one thing that I have really watched Dakota Kennedy and why she's so successful is how she hits the ball the opposite way.
I don't think she'd like that one being called a strike. Bomer will take it. The count 2-2. Bomer can get out of here with an unearned run if she retires Dakota. There's an attempt to line one into the left field corner. She's taken out a couple of the folks hanging out down there. Heads up.
About to say, make sure you're paying attention.
That's about 3 that have been hit in that vicinity here in the bottom of the first inning. Arkansas doesn't have a hit, but they have a run this inning. Bulmer's next one is up and out. Kaylee Wyckoff on deck.
Now, that's not something that you hear often. They've got a run, but not a hit.
That has to be the scary part for UConn. They do not want to see that be more than just a run. Here's a payoff. Might have clipped it, and it did. So a hit batter rather than a walk. That's 3 free base runners. Brings up Wyckoff. Kaylee yesterday drove in a run in that big 6th inning. 1 for 3, couple of runs scored. Again, you see her season numbers on the year with a batting average in excess of .419. And, you know, it got me thinking, Sydney, we talk about Reagan Johnson chasing the Razorback hit record at 259. I thought there's got to be a few others well over 200 career hits. Indeed, that is the case. As Wyckoff takes a high strike. Kaylee has 211 hits. Dakota Kennedy has 213. So that trio alone is chasing 700.
Yeah.
Runners on the corners. That's down. I thought Barber might throw through. She handled that one hopper, but Dakota Kennedy cruises to second on the wild pitch. Bulmer's been able to make a couple of pitches at the top of the zone, but there's been some free bases as well.
Yeah, and on the free bases issue, she's just losing the ball lower in the zone, kind of throwing it down consistently.
'27th pitch of the inning. And Sydney, this is when you almost hope, and this is not a game where hope is a plan, but you know, you get the Razorbacks just to hit the ball in the air on the ground, get an out, get out of this inning, and then recalibrate a little bit for the second.
Especially already being at 27 pitches for Bulmer. I mean, that's really running the pitch count up. But we've already seen UConn this weekend really pitch by committee. They've utilized quite a few pitchers out of their pitching staff.
Yesterday, Kush gave up 4 in the first, and then she really settled in for a few frames after that. Count has gone full. Kaylee Wyckoff waiting on a 3-2. Poked again down the line and out of play over near the Razorback bullpen area. They're collecting foul balls like it's an Easter egg hunt. There's 2. That's at least 2. That's probably about 6 this inning. That's 2 snow cones in the old days. Turn those things in. 30th pitch of the inning for Caprice Bulmer is lifted out to left. Cruz is there, and Arkansas gets a run without a hit. Bulmer able to navigate and keep the Hogs from doing some more damage as we go to the 7th.
Monday's awesome to give the fans an inside look.
We got a lot of game left. We need to show that we're the most excited to play.
We have some really great minds, and we have some really big personalities.
Let's go! Let's go!
Big personalities indeed as we go to the second inning. 1-0 Arkansas. Sydney will be here next weekend for 2 of the 3 games against the Florida Gators when the Hogs jump back into SEC play.
Yes, and I'm so excited, Brett.
I can tell.
So excited to be on the call for some SEC action next weekend. And then Arkansas, they're going to have a mic'd up Monday.
That's hard hit into left by Breslin between third and short to lead off the second inning. What is it, Auburn maybe?
I think the Auburn series.
Yeah, Breslin only got 2 at-bats yesterday, and she's batting 5th in the lineup. Think about that. And that gets back to kind of the run rule scenario with Arkansas finishing out the game in 6 innings as DeMayo steps in. A couple of homers on the year. Berline worked around a single, had 3 strikeouts in the first. That's poked out to left. Kennedy can't get there, and it's under her glove, and it's going to go all the way to the fence. And the Gold Glove winner, I think, got caught between hops, Sydney. It's that long one to the short one, and she was kind of unsure if she could get to the short hop, and it goes all the way to the fence.
Yeah, and that's one of those balls that's hit that you just have to get your body and make sure that the ball stays in front.
Almost more defensive.
Such a solid hit by DeMayo. And yeah, I mean, you can see there she's got her glove to the side versus just getting her body behind it and keeping it in front.
Well, here come the Huskies. Emma Willers, the DP, next in. Willers a little bit closer to home from Dallas. Was 0 for 2 yesterday.
And what we're seeing from UConn right here, Brett, is exactly what Coach Valentino talked about on the call. One thing that she would like to see is offensively.
That's another play for Kennedy in foul territory. She's going to make the catch. She's going to make the throw. The throw hit Breslin. And the Huskies get a run. So a sac fly after the single and the error. And this game in an outfield error has led to both runs so far in this game.
Yeah, and Dakota Kennedy just throwing it right into Breslin. But for UConn, this is what Coach Valentino wanted to see, is them attacking earlier in the game and offensively just jumping out more aggressive.
Has to be pleased with the bounce back. And now with DeMayo at third, Arkansas's infield creeps in for Heidi Barber. You know, there was a discussion with Kennedy trying to catch a ball in foul territory at Alabama on whether with a runner at third she could have let it drop, and it was in a similar situation where there's maybe no outs or 1 out and you're just trying to accumulate outs to get out of the inning. There's a squeeze try. Bell's going to flip home, but it's not in time, and the Huskies get the run. Barber put it down. Bell tried to flip to the plate, and UConn has taken a 2-1 lead. Well executed.
And Brett, you love to see some small ball. You don't see squeezes done a lot anymore, but just perfectly executed and placed down the first baseline.
Watch this dive, though, Sydney, to the back tip of the plate.
Such a great slide by DeMayo.
And Bella Cruz will take a strike. Just going back to Kennedy, though, because she's tracking that ball down, she just didn't have quite the angle. I don't blame her for trying to throw out Breslin. If she's at a different spot on the field, she might have been able to get that throw to the plate.
Sure, and where she was positioned, I do agree with you. It made it difficult on the throw, but with it being so early in the game, I mean, you want to get the out.
No doubt.
And in that situation, too, I mean, I would be more just like, you know, I would more so just maybe want to throw to third.
That was another possibility to keep that runner at third where there would not have been the chance then to do the squeeze. Another one down the line and left, and it's foul. I think sometimes it's only natural as an outfielder and someone who's as good as Dakota is, you want to immediately make up for that ball that goes to the fence. You want to make a catch, throw somebody out if you can.
Yes. And typically after something like that happens, the ball just finds you again.
It does, immediately. I think it's a rule. 1-2 the count to Bella Cruz. fouls one back. And, you know, UConn probably not thrilled yesterday when a 5-2 game got away from them late. But you mentioned they went to Tennessee last year. Coach Valentino felt like your team benefited from jumping into the SEC. I think maybe at the end of the year they could say something similar about playing here. But right now there's a lead. They want to try and win this game. As Cruz will wave and miss, and that is strikeout number 4 for Reese Burline to turn this lineup over.
For Reese Burline, I mean, just utilizing the drop ball, throwing it through different levels of the zone. I mean, it has such high spin.
She's had these hitters off balance, and this is Kibling at the top of the lineup. High pop-up. Rio there. She's got it. The inning ends. Huskies, though, get a couple of runs and a pair of hits. And Arkansas trailing as they bat in the bottom of the second. Had a couple of run rule wins so far in this series, including yesterday when Natalia Rio delivered a double to plate a couple of runs to finish out the game. I mean, it was a situation where I don't know if everybody was on board. They didn't understand. It was just 5-2 a moment ago. Now all of a sudden it's 10-2, and there was a review on the play at the plate, and Rio got the double and the walk-off. And Natalia was on base 3 times. I would say, Sydney, I've been on this bandwagon for multiple years. I feel like 8 runs after 5 is not enough for a run rule. And each of the last couple of days, we've had a bit of a surprise when all of a sudden Arkansas is at that number. And even Tuesday, they were down early to UCA. They were not playing well. And then it was a 4.5 inning game, and they won 10-2, and it didn't feel like a run rule.
Yeah, sure, Brett. I have been thinking the same thing. It just, you can score, 8 runs so quickly
in
nowadays
2 innings,
in
sure.
the game. Yeah, and so who knows if it'll ever change, but.
Well, there's a lot that goes into this. For one, a 4.5 inning game like Tuesday didn't feel like it was long enough. And yesterday it was another one of those games, maybe like Tuesday, where all of a sudden you look up and it's 10-2 and you're like, oh yeah, it's a run rule, and the game is over as Rio takes a strike. Now, the flip side of that is Arkansas's baseball team was leading at South Carolina Friday 17-0 in the 4th inning.
Yeah, now that's a whole different story.
That was ugly. I mean, Coach Steifel knows some of the numbers Oklahoma's put up this year where they're beating teams 25-0, and no one wants 50-0.
Sure.
But I just don't know if 8 runs after 5 is enough. And hear me out on this. Let's say you can't come back when you're down 10-2, but maybe you make it 10-7. You force that team to use a few more pitchers. Maybe you get some residual benefit for the 3rd game.
I would agree with that. And, I mean, just with the way that the game has evolved so much and offensively, I mean, it is nothing for 5, 6, 7 runs to be scored in an inning.
I think we saw a little bit of that the other day when there was a pitch timer violation, and all of a sudden the inning wasn't over, and UConn scores a couple of runs, and here they are right back in the game.
Yes.
It felt like.
Yes.
And with the wind blowing out today, a couple of base runners and a big fly, you could put some points on that board quickly, so to speak. Here's a payoff to Rio. It's outside. So Bulmer walks her to begin the second. Arkansas got a run without a hit in the first. Bulmer was able to strand a couple of runners. They're dealing with a base runner immediately for Kennedy Miller. And Kennedy also was on base all 3 times yesterday with a couple of walks, a hit batter, and a 2-run single. I think that, Sydney, though, is the number of innings Arkansas has not had for some of their relievers or at bats for their hitters. That one socked out to left, but back is Cruz. She'll make the catch on the Kennedy Miller line out. And there's one gone. I mean, sometimes you want to get somebody in at bat, maybe in the 6th inning. There is no 6th inning. So. Some of those early season events, I mean, I think Arkansas's first 8 run rules, they outscore their opponents 112-13. In San Marcos, they outscore their opponents 42-3. As Davison takes one down.
And, you know, with Coach Gasso coming in and being the hitting coach, I mean, from 24 to 25, 25 to 26, just even the jump in batting average as a team, I mean, it just shows what he has done offensively with the girls in this program.
Davison, someone who's been with him for a while, and she hits one foul. And, you know, Bree Ellis was up here the last couple of days, and at the end of the game yesterday, we were talking about kind of the approach. Is it individualistic? Is it team-wise? And it can be both. I mean, here's what you need to do against this pitcher. Collectively, here's what we want to do against these pitchers to feel prepared going in.
Yeah, one thing that I've just noticed, you know, with had played here and then with Coach Gasso, you know, being here as the hitting coach, it's not like cookie cutter. Each girl swings the bat differently.
And I love that.
Yes, their approaches are each different, and you can just really tell that he just lets each of them play the game, and not everyone has to be the exact same.
I think there's a lot to that, and it makes sense.
No, I will say one thing, too, that I've noticed with the way that they swing the bat, and I do think that this is part of his hitting philosophy. And Bree talked about it when we had her up in the box a couple weekends ago and interviewed her, but they keep their hands so silent and they let their lower half do all of the work. You don't see a lot of big movements with their hands and the loading of their swing.
It's interesting you say that. Davison takes one in, and I'll come back to that when Carly bats again. She's very statue-like at one point, but she will walk. And right now I think the concern, there's Bree.
There's Bree.
She's got her Talons gear on today.
Love it.
That would be a fine in the minor league baseball kangaroo court if you wore your gear out and about, right?
That is a thing.
Your husband would know what that's all about.
Yes, I got to hear about that. I'm glad you know about that because not many people do.
That's right. We'll tell her she's got a fine coming in the kangaroo court. Back to the top of the lineup for Reagan Johnson. Someone's telling her that right now. Reagan walked and scored in the first. And again, she's chasing some history. Can she get to 2 hits today? And you might wonder, Sydney, where does 259 hits rank amongst active players? You think it'd be pretty good? Well, it is. 4th best in the country. Texas Tech has a player with over 300 hits. We're also talking about Duke and a couple of other schools. So she's right there with the very best active players in the country in that total.
And just the versatility that she has from the left side, Brett, and utilizing her speed. I mean, we'll see her put a lot of balls in the ground, you know, bunt for base hit. But yesterday, I mean, she hits a triple off the right field wall.
It's fun to see. Right now, the corners are creeping in against her. And Bulmer keeps working her away. She's never hit a ball over the fence, and when that one came off the just a split second yesterday, I thought,
I thought she may have had it.
I thought it was going to be close. Fouled away into the suites and then back out of the suites and landing on the dugout. Rios at second, Davison at first.
And, you know, I loved seeing that from her yesterday because a lot of times you will see teams defensively play their right fielder in because she doesn't hit a high percentage of balls to right field.
Just about got our camera guy. It did. That was a double hit. A doink and a doink off our camera.
Now, we can't have that
We
happen.
cannot have that happen. Those things are like the cars that you see driving around in Havana. They need to be replaced at some point in Cuba. But that one took a bounce and then went thud, thud on our camera. 2-2 to Reagan. On the ground is short. There's no chance to get two, but they'll get the force at second. Watch this one. Here's the first dunk. There's the second one, and we could hear it.
I mean, come on.
There's people who have to budget for those things that are either really happy because they can get a new camera or they're really concerned because they can't. Presley didn't want to make a play either.
He's focusing on what
he's focusing all right. Brindley Bain takes one up and out, and Reagan Johnson will just coast to second base. Well, Arkansas doesn't have a hit in this game, Sydney. But they've scored a run. They got a couple of runners in scoring position.
And for Brindley Bain, batting .581 with runners in scoring position on the season, just to add another little touch to her offensive production.
Well, that pitch was nasty, though, from Bowman. I don't know if you could do much better than that with runners in scoring position. Ripped to right center field. It is off the base of the fence. It's going to score a couple of runs. The throw's a little bit offline, and Bain is safe at second with the double. And Arkansas is back in front. Those RISP numbers keep growing for Brindley Bain, who drives in runs number 25 and 26.
And for Brindley Bain, this ball is a shot off of the right center field wall. I mean, right off the bat, the pop that she has. For a second, I thought that ball may have been out, Brett.
And then she hit it so hard off the fence, I thought she might get thrown out, but she made it.
I'd like to see the exit velo off of that.
Again, it sounded loud, to say the least, but you felt like it might be a bit of a tightrope walk for Bomer to escape a few more walks without some runs scoring. And Bain got her, so it's 3-2 Hogs, and this is McDowell, who lined to Pettis at short in her only at bat. Another good pitch over the inside edge. Again, walks at any level in any game can come back and haunt a pitcher. We talked about Arkansas's offensive numbers. That only adds to the working around them. When you compare these two teams, and Arkansas's batting average is 124 points higher than UConn. So, I mean, Bomer knows that. She knows that a couple of walks and a double might cost her a couple of runs, but she can keep her team right in it if she could get McDowell in this frame. Oh, 2 pitch. Line to first and caught by Kupal. Again, that ball was on its way to right field. She stuck up the glove and made the catch and ends the inning. Arkansas gets a couple of runs on the Bain double to regain the lead. comes from a family of teachers. Teachers need themes, themes need props. She did a lot of research on the Iditarod Challenge and how that pertains to really a baseball team. I love it, Sydney. But again, she's got a little elementary school teacher to her, and this was the prop she made for the challenge of the season, like an Iditarod race.
I love it, and she made it with her dad, which makes it even that much more special. But yeah, Coach Valentino talked about their mentality this year is we before me, and she connected it with the Iditarod, which is the Alaskan dog race. And when you do research, it really correlates to being a part of the team because each dog has a role, as do you on a softball team. And she also said to take it a step further that their motto this season is moving the sled. So, I mean, how special to correlate your season to something like that that just has so much meaning.
It's interesting as Ring bats here against Berline because as she was breaking it down, you've got the lead dogs and then you've got the swing dogs that swing momentum. You've got the team dogs. So in other words, you might have some players that are kind of role players. They might be the team dogs in your lineup. Certainly your lead dogs are your 3, 4, and 5 hitters that are going to do a lot of the damage. The swing dogs might be some of those that might not play every day, but might be at different portions of your lineup. And I think there's a really great correlation as you comprise a team and a batting lineup to how they put together their dog teams.
Yes.
And remember, they are the Huskies.
And they also do have a stuffed husky in the dugout as well.
Did you see him getting thrown around yesterday in the dugout?
I did see it after Caitlin Kibling hit her home run as she entered into the dugout. They threw it at her, and
got to move that sled for the Ring will hit a big pop up here. That Bell won't quite have a play. She got to the screen, and that might have hit that Husky in the dugout. It hit something. Did it hit the Husky? It hit a glove.
Glove.
But again, she's from a family of teachers. Teachers need themes. Themes need props. So she made that herself. There's a ground ball to short. Rio makes the play and throws out Ring, and there's one gone. Just as we talked to Coach Valentino the other day, didn't you get the teacher vibe from her? I mean, you could almost say like, Sydney and Brett, you're talking too much. Go sit in the corner and come back and do your math problems.
Yes, I did get those vibes from her. And just the passion that she had. I mean, I loved the call that we had with her.
I do too.
Just her excitement about everything.
You know, and we talked about some of her mentors, and she played for some in the Northeast. You're talking about Hall of Fame coaches. And here's a pitch to Coupal, who made the catch to win last inning. What was interesting to me is her time at Duke with Marissa Young, because they were starting a program from scratch. And when you consider what they had to do from a roster standpoint, it was pretty much freshmen or transfers when you start, and then it's sophomores and transfers. And really, I think it prepared her well to build a roster in this new era we're in, because you're constantly going through some turnover, but you're bringing some freshmen in, and then you're blending young and old in your team.
You're right about that. And, I mean, she was on the forefront with helping to build and create that Duke program that just very quickly was very successful.
No doubt.
But, yeah, and Coach Valentino talked about it really taught her how to build expectations and standards.
Talked about building a culture too at UConn. It came to fruition last year with a trip to the big dance. High fly to Megan Johnson. Retires Coupal, and there's 2 gone. But I don't even know if she knew it at the time with Coach Young, and you're right, it happened quickly at Duke. But how they had to comprise their roster is how a lot of teams have to comprise it now. You bring in some freshmen, not all hit, and then some have to be behind some veterans. You get some transfers, you fill some holes, and then you go out and compete with everything you got.
Right.
Here's Pettis.
Well, I mean, in taking Arkansas, for example, you've got a couple of freshmen that have stepped in and had an immediate impact, but then you have the loss at Bree Ellis at first. They replaced with Tiana Bell. And then you had Reagan Kramer, who graduated, replaced with Dakota Kennedy. I mean, it is a total game nowadays.
It is, and because they've had so much good production off their bench, they've had a hard time getting everybody at bats because of the backlog of the run rules. But that's a good inning for Berline. A dance from Ella. 3-2 Hawks.
This game is tied.
She hit that into the street.
Tegan Gavon, she has fanned a dozen. A two-homer inning for Kendall Wells.
Getting to the meaty portion of the SEC schedule, the Gators and the Razorbacks next week. Tell you what, Texas will be hosting as well in Austin. And just looking at some of the scores from yesterday, there were some fun outcomes as Tiana Bell smokes one, fouled outside of third. Mizzou beat Bama, Florida beat Tennessee. Nothing should surprise us, right?
Not in the SEC. With the way that the competition is, and I was just looking at those games that'll be coming up this next weekend and where a lot of the SEC teams rank within the top 25. It's just a tough conference.
Bell skies one to right. This ball's got some carry. It's going to be caught by Breslin. She robbed Bell of a homer. She found the fence, drifted to her right, and went over the white line and made the grab, and that was sensational. The wind started to work that, Sydney, and I thought it was going to blow out.
What a play by Caitlin Breslin. She does a great job of finding the wall and tracking it, robbing Tiana Bell.
Goodness.
And I'm with you, Brad. Off the bat, and especially with the way that the wind's blowing, I thought that was going to carry more over the fence. But, I mean, what a catch.
Keep in mind, Arkansas didn't homer yesterday despite scoring 10 runs. They haven't homered today. They have one hit, but that was going to be out. Breslin said no mas, and that's a soft liner to second. Ring will make the catch, and there's two outs.
That has been one thing about UConn this weekend is they've made some big defensive plays. I mean, despite the 2-run rules, they've been really solid defensively.
This is Wyckoff. Kelly lined out to left. Her only time in. Facing the freshman Caprice Bulmer. For Ashburn, Virginia. Tell you what, it's always an adjustment going from high school to college. Last year, 4 no-hitters and a perfect game in her high school season. And then you're facing the Razorbacks and a top 10 offense coming off being hit in the head. And you're like, here, go get it. And by the way, the wind's blowing out. And every other thing you could put in the stew of a challenge.
Yeah, all of that, to say the least, is a challenge. But Coach Valentino talked about that. As a pitching staff, they just have that take every pitch, be aggressive type of mentality, and that this is a team that's relentless. And I would say that Caprice Bomer definitely displays.
She was looking for a 1-2-3 inning, but Wyckoff will walk. Except Italia Rio. Six walks today. I think it's 5 walks and a hit back. I think when you look at the depth of Arkansas's lineup and you see Rio batting 7th at .353 with 29 runs batted in, it speaks to that. And that's line to ring again. Ring made a couple of plays. There's some leather flashed by the Huskies this frame, Sydney.
In the defensive performance, the robbery from Caitlin Breslin, but then Savannah Ring right here just hanging on to it.
Well, the youngsters having a good time up on the concourse here at Bogle Park. Was that cotton candy or what was that thing she was holding
That
up?
was a pig cotton candy.
Cotton candy pig?
We need that up here,
We
Brett.
need 2 of those. By the way, here's the scores yesterday. Florida over Tennessee to even up the series at a game apiece. How about Mizzou winning at home against Alabama?
That's a big win for Mizzou. And talk about a team that's extremely gritty. It's Missouri. And then you just kind of look at the progression of their season, but then they'll pop in and win a game like that or take a series. Pretty sneaky.
And it keeps Alabama and some other teams from getting too far away from the pack, so to speak, to borrow another dog reference. This is Breslin, who singled and scored in the second. Robbed a home run last inning. Leading off this fourth. Reese Berline has been in there throughout. Sent out to right field. Wyckoff on the move into a dive. Can't get there. Breslin's got her second hit, and it is a double to begin the fourth inning. You know, a year ago she had 16 homers and 51 batted in. It's probably been a slower start for her, but all of a sudden she's piecing it together this weekend.
Whew. And for Breslin, I mean, playing just so well on both sides of the diamond. This swing right here, she gets every piece of that low outside pitch. And for Wyckoff in right field, just can't make the grab. And defensively, Wyckoff was playing more towards the right foul line. And Reagan Johnson was shifted more towards left center field.
DeMeo tried to bunted one back to the screen, so UConn trying to get that run in to at least tie the game. DeMeo singled and scored in the second. Bunt try again, but that one's in. You know, we talk a lot about both of these teams stepping out of league play. UConn coming out of the Big East, Arkansas, an off weekend as far as SEC competition. Kind of tough to schedule teams, and I know Arkansas was happy to have UConn based on their success last year. When the Hogs built this schedule, they had 34 games against teams from last year's NCAA tournament, which was almost 70%, including these 3. That one's coming back to the top of the screen.
And, you know, for these bye weekends, it's just not a big pool of teams that you get to choose from.
It's hard. It's not easy. And obviously, we talked about UConn, how they benefit from this. I mean, Arkansas, they want to play good competition. They don't want to mess up their RPI either. I mean, their RPI came in top 10. That's a called strike 3 to DeMeo. And right now they're in a fight with UConn with a 3-2 game in this fourth inning.
And for Reese Berline's 5th strikeout, she throws that off-speed pitch on the outer part of the plate to get her 2nd strikeout looking. Yeah, and for Arkansas, you know, they're coming off of a tough weekend against Alabama.
That one's socked out to right. Wyckoff makes the catch. All of a sudden there's 2 outs, and Breslin has not moved from second base.
Yeah, but Arkansas, they come off of a tough weekend against Alabama. They play a midweek game against UCA. But for this bye weekend, you know, to play against a tough opponent kind of gets you back with that momentum leading into the next weekend of SEC
That's
play.
always the hope, and that's what you want. Arkansas doesn't play a ton of midweek games. Maybe when you compare softball to baseball, sometimes I feel like baseball-wise, you play those midweek games just to get you feeling good again before you go back into league play.
Sure.
As Barber bats, she had a RBI on a safety squeeze. Berline trying to maintain a lead here in the fourth inning. Ooh, she got the benefit of that being a strike. Barber batting 8th in the UConn lineup. It's on the ground, foul outside of third. Base hit, though, would cash in that leadoff double and potentially allow UConn to tie. Arkansas scored 2 in the bottom of the second. A little bit in, and the count has gone full. Bella Cruz on deck. Burloin ready with a payoff. Here it comes. Smoke to third. Ella's got it. And that leadoff double does not come back and produce a run for the Huskies. Boy, Ella was in the right spot.
And Ella McDowell flashed the leather. She locks down third base. Ball's tailing away, and she sticks with it.
Carly because we both played in the pack together, and I kind of saw her a little bit at Utah, and it was just like, oh, she's good. But now that she's here, I'm like, oh, she's really good. And just everyone else, just watching them on TV, it's like you can only get so much out of watching them through the screen, but when you get to see it live in the flesh, it's like, wow. Like, that's all you can say is just wow.
It is fun to join a team that's got some talent, and Tiana Bell's right in the middle of things. But she was talking about Carly, who will bat second this inning. Yesterday, she came into the weekend hitting over 400 in the 9-hole.
And that is not something that you see often, Brett.
Kennedy Miller line to left, her only time in. Think about it, Carly was one who missed the fall because of a labrum on her gloved shoulder, injured at diving at a youth camp. And she had surgery in August. She was in a sling for 6 weeks. Didn't take a day off during the break to try and get back and be ready for this season as a captain. Not wanting to miss any time, and you know, when you go without swinging the bat for several months, you're always worried about your timing and your rhythm and facing live pitching. Certainly want to be every bit in the middle of this offense and this team. Bomer to Miller. Gets a soft papa. And the catch will be made. And there's one out. You were talking about Carly when she batted last inning as far as not a lot of movement, very steady in the box. The way she sets up reminds me of one big-time Major League player, and I want you to guess because you've got some baseball background. And I'm not saying there's a translation between the game or the swing.
This is present day.
But just absolutely, the way she stands with her hands when she gets them ready, right here. No, guessing right here. That's the look. See how far those hands are away from the body. That is Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
Good
Okay,
guess.
I see it.
He keeps those hands away, and they're very quiet.
And then as he loads,
that brings it back. But as she starts right here, that is Aaron Judge's setup to me.
I would agree with you on that.
All right, I'm glad you do.
And then as she loads, she and he gets to triangle, but just keeps the hands very silent.
And obviously, Judge is a mountain of a man. He's got the strength of two people. You know, he doesn't need a lot of rhythm. He does not need a lot of movement, maybe, because he's so strong. But right here with those hands, that to me is Judge. In the air to right, Breslin doesn't have to scale a fence. She'll just make the catch, and there's 2 outs. And Arkansas right now looking for some separation. Reagan Johnson, for example, is going to come to the plate. She's 0 for 1, but she scored 2 runs. Bomer's pitch rides a little bit up and a little bit in. Well, she does smile all the time, doesn't she?
She has been very smiley throughout the game so far, and I'll tell you, Brett, I mean, the first inning she got to 30 pitches, but she has just really settled in.
And you couldn't blame her if maybe she was a little bit rusty coming into this game.
I mean, with what she experienced just a week ago, I feel like I would be a little shell-shocked
I would
at first.
too. But look at the pitch by innings. I mean, that third and fourth probably as good as she can put forth. Obviously, she needs one more out in this fourth inning.
Talk about making an adjustment.
I think we saw Kush do something similar yesterday. But then she was over 100 pitches and might have just run out of gas in the sixth when Arkansas put the pedal down for 5 runs to finish it off.
And I'll tell you, of course, 2 run rule victories Arkansas's had, but for UConn, they have had a lot of bright spots to take away from this weekend.
Yeah, I don't think you have to work hard to identify bright spots. They're ever present. Now you just want those to benefit you when you get back into
Absolutely.
Big East play. Maybe some home games wouldn't hurt either if you're the Huskies. New Haven and Boston, and then DePaul coming to Stores. 5 home games in a week when you've had 1 all year. That's huge. Counts full to Reagan Johnson. Bomer looking for a perfect inning. Here's your payoff. We'll do it again. Arkansas scored a run without a hit in the first. Got 2 runs on 1 hit in the second. Said fouled again. We're wearing out that left field line with some foul balls.
I was about to say, between both offenses today, a lot of balls have been either pulled or hit to that left side.
Count remains full. To going to be another base hit for Reagan Johnson. That's number 260 in her career. An infield single showing off the wheels, and she's 1 away from tying Arkansas's program record.
And for Reagan Johnson, she just has to put the ball on the ground and let her speed do the work.
It is heck of an effort from Pettis, but she knows she has no chance when she collects this ball.
Perfectly placed through the 5-6 hole, and for Kat Pettis, I mean, all-out effort, but with Reagan Johnson's speed, she's safe all day.
So getting back to the Brinley Bain portion of this Arkansas lineup. Looks like we're going to have a change in the circle. UConn bringing on a new pitcher, Jessica Walter. We'll step aside, tell you more about Walter when we come back here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jessica Walter on the pitch to Brinley Bain. Off and running is Reagan Johnson. She might be, oh, she gets in there. That's her third stolen base of the game. The throw beat her, but it had a bounce to it.
For Reagan Johnson, third stolen base of the game. And for Jessica Walter, Arkansas has already seen her within this series, but she's going to be the hardest thrower on this staff. Her presence in the circles, she just has that I'm going to dominate type of mentality. She's going to work with her curve screw rise change through the zone.
4 years at Providence. They're going to challenge that Reagan left early.
Early at first base. That play is under review.
All righty. Reagan has talked to me about how that kind of changed her jumps from time to time. You get burned a couple of times. When you can go back and review this, you see anything there?
Wow, I felt like she was on time in watching that replay.
Two with that replay?
But she's talked about with the replay being in effect, how
I think it just keeps you just that extra split second on the base. Because the last thing you want to do is that the ball is to be called out for leaving early. She's not the 5-man infield either as well, but let's see it again.
Yeah, she's on time. Her foot's still on the bag as Jessica Walter is releasing the ball.
Well, she's getting every track lead she can right there,
My
isn't she, with
gosh.
keeping that toe still on the base?
Yes, and talk about perfect running form.
I mean, it feels like she's 2 steps off the bag and she's still got her toe on the pillow.
She is so explosive.
Can they even see the
They're
screen?
really having to get into it to watch the replay.
Maybe they're watching some NCAA tournament games. Get
Come
the
on,
wraparound coverage.
Now that would be fun
Wouldn't
to be
that
able
be
to
good?
watch that while also in Arkansas making it to the Sweet 16.
You know, these two schools, you think about the programs, basketball at UConn and Arkansas. And for UConn, Sydney, it's hard probably to be a baseball or softball team this time of the year because their teams are both chasing national champions. I think their women's team has won 12 national championships, and I think their basketball was 6.
Gosh.
Arkansas has 1. Would love number 2.
After review, the call on the field stands. UConn has 1 challenge remaining for the game.
I think you could almost say confirmed. But regardless, the result's the same. But in stores right now, it's basketball season in March when they're chasing women's and men's titles.
March Madness is always a very fun time. For me personally, Brett, my bracket, I'm done.
You're done?
I
All right.
didn't do well this week, this year.
Understood. Bain takes a strike. She's walked and doubled. Bain's 2-run double in the second inning, the difference in this game. Good pitch. Scoreboard says no balls and 3 strikes. I don't think that would work. 1 and 2 the count. You don't want to have to throw 4 strikes to Brinley Bain. You know, sitting part of getting on base and walking and all the things that have come with her season is, to me, what goes overlooked a little bit is hitting with 2 strikes.
Yes, and Brinley Bain is the type of hitter that can get behind an account and still compete. I mean, I watched her against the Georgia series. I was on the call for that, and the amount of at-bats that she had with 2 strikes and just would battle and battle and battle.
Even that one was hit hard, but Ring has been a pest today defensively. She'll make another play. Arkansas does not score, so 4 complete. 3-2 Razorbacks. is also going to make a change in the Circle City. Sailor Timmerman is on to pitch.
For Sailor Timmerman, she utilizes her rise and drop combo. She does like to change speeds. She's one of the harder throwers on this pitching staff, sitting in the upper 60s, even has hit 70.
She can keep the ball down in the zone, keep it in the park. Might come into play today. Bella Cruz is going to lead off. Reese Burline gave up the 2 runs in the second. Not all earned. Bella Cruz will take strike 1. Wonder what Sailor's feeling like with the weather this weekend, because I believe in her hometown, Minocqua, Wisconsin, and I spent a lot of time in Wisconsin, that you actually have to drive south to get to Green Bay when you think about that.
Interesting.
I mean, you are that far north.
Yeah, if her parents are here this weekend, I'm sure they're enjoying the weather.
I believe they may be. Parents are not hired to identify. Normally they're wearing their kids' gear and numbers and names on the back. She let that one go. Obviously a lot of success in the high school ranks in Wisconsin. She had 1 game. You're not seated, but I think you can handle this, maybe. She had a 29 strikeout game in a 13-inning contest.
29
yes.
strikeouts.
1-0, 13 innings, 29 strikeouts.
I would have liked to have seen that game. That's a good softball game right there. If it's 1-0 in 13 innings.
She's taking the count full to Cruz. Doesn't want to walk the 9-hole hitter. Poke to third. McDowell's been busy. 1 gone. Think about Timmerman coming on in relief. She had that game, I think it was Saturday in Tuscaloosa, sitting where she threw a complete game. And here's the fun part. She wasn't the only pitcher to throw in the game. But when Harrison came in to replace her, didn't get an out. She comes back in, re-enters, and gets all the outs in a complete game in which she wasn't the only pitcher.
You don't see that happen many times.
Well, you wouldn't have it happen in baseball, because in the minute you leave, you'd be done, or there would be no re-entry.
Right.
Kibling's 0 for 2. But she threw 131 pitches in that game, and it was a rowdy Rhodes house in Tuscaloosa.
There was a lot that went on within that series.
Oh, my goodness. At one point in the crazy inning, the announcers were saying, well, this is the most unique, craziest inning I've seen. And the irony was there was another 2 or 3 crazy things that happened from that point, that inning. Wave and a miss. Timmerman with the keg, couple of quick outs in the Husky 5th inning.
For Sailor Timmerman, I mean, this ball just getting by Caitlin Kibling. Her screwball has such late break.
It's tough on those lefties. Sometimes you might start it at him and let it run over the plate, but if you start it on that corner and it tails away and you commit as a swing, you're not going to hit it.
No.
Savannah Ring has been really busy defensively. Has one of the 4 UConn hits. The Huskies have twice as many hits as the Razorbacks, but trail by a run. On the ground to short, Rio makes it look easy. And the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Tough and tight, 3-2 Hawks.
and I'm not afraid to just take my single or take my walk. Honestly, going into the box, I'm just ready to do what needs to be done for the team, whether that's a walk, a sack, anything. Whatever I need to get done for the team, I'll do it.
She's quite an addition to this team. She's due up third this inning. Courtney Deifel said a couple of weeks ago, if you're around Dakota Kennedy for 2 minutes, she doesn't feel pressure at anything she does. I mean, she's successful in anything she does on or off the field, and on the field, she's got multiple talents too.
No, I agree with that. And, you know, what she just talked about, you know, being a team player and just doing whatever needs to be done in the box. I mean, she does that. You see that being displayed. But I would also have to say just this Arkansas offense as a whole, it's like definitely we before me. You don't see them going up, just, you know, doing it for themselves.
The heart of the lineup against Walter. McDowell is 0 for 2. So UConn has scored 2 unearned runs. Arkansas has 2 hits. And that's your game to this point.
Gosh, that off-speed pitch by Walter, I mean, that is definitely.
There's no doubt. Ella's lined out twice. Takes that one 2-1. You know, a year ago, Ella had a season that she said she kind of fought her way through. And I think at times you could see it competing as a freshman in the SEC. And the amazing thing is, as she takes strike 2, you go back at the end of the year and you look up 63 hits, 54 runs batted in, and you're saying, well, that didn't quite feel Ella-like. And you're like, but how much better can you do as a freshman than 63 hits and 54 runs batted in? Well, she's doing better than that in year 2. Tomahawks 1 to third. DeMayo to her left will glove and just does. Get McDowell at first for out number 1. Good play. Tiana Bell has twice fly to right in city. The last time she hit the ball over the fence, but Breslin went over the wall and caught it. That's a big play right now in this game.
A huge play. I mean, it saved Arkansas getting another couple of runs. And I'll tell you, that was kind of like a momentum shifting type of play. I mean, UConn came back out, haven't scored any more runs, but had really competitive at-bats.
This game is there for the taking for either of these two teams as we work into the bottom of the 5th. Bell takes one a little bit up and out, 2-0. Back-to-back 3 for 4 games for Tiana. That was just going to spin and spin foul. There's not a worse feeling when you hit one as hard as you can and it rolls about 20 feet, but then if it's going to stay fair and you're going to get a hit, you'll take it.
I mean, that was funky off of the bat. Getting the very end of the barrel, I think even hitting it off of the cap. But really smart decision by Walter and Barber behind the plate.
There's no way that ball doesn't have a slice in it. I thought plate umpire Mario Calabrese put it back in his bag, but
discard that one.
Yeah, that might need to get thrown out. Soft contact, quick out, 2 go. Oh, goodness gracious, what happened? For all the plays that UConn has made in this game, that was one that was not.
I mean, UConn just has not had any defensive miscues.
Did this have some spin to it as well, Sydney?
Right off the bat,
She
it
just
had a
didn't
lot of
see it.
spin, but for Kaylee DeMayo, I think the sun is what got her.
Tiana's not running, and then all of a sudden someone says, you got a hit if you can get here. So you hit a ball over the fence, and it goes as an out, and then you hit the softest pop-up you could imagine, and you get a sun base hit.
Well, that's just the way that the game goes sometimes.
I mean, clearly DeMayo just lost it in the sun, and it is a high sky today, but again, that ball was hit so softly that if you can find it, you could probably catch it with your bare hands.
Right. And it did have spin on it, but yeah, I know from experience about this time of the day, the sun sets just right behind home plate.
Huskies aren't used to the sun. Kennedy to bunt. She bunts one foul. Line to second her last time in. And
I mean, Dakota Kennedy has squared around 3 times now to place the bunt, and neither Kupel or DeMayo have moved in.
they have not.
I mean, they're playing back behind the bag.
They've not had an interest in moving. You're right. Kennedy takes one down and out. She's a fun individual. She takes in-person classes. She takes the bus. She blends in. She doesn't want people to know she's a softball player. And Ethan for the newspaper wrote, in the classroom she blends in the outfield she stands out.
I love that. She also recently talked about enjoying baking. I guess she's just a jack of all trades.
What is her specialty?
Cinnamon rolls.
Boy,
And I'm going to need to have a talk with her because I would love to have some cinnamon rolls.
Because apparently it's all handmade, so it's a time-consuming process.
Yes, making homemade cinnamon rolls is a process, and then she said the next thing she wants to learn to bake is bagels.
Well, we need to get in on this.
Talk about being balanced.
3-2 the count to Kennedy. On the ground to first. UConn will get the lead runner. Kupal through to Pettis to force Bell. So this inning could be over. Instead, it's 2 outs with Kennedy at first. Tell you one thing these UConn pitchers have done in the last couple of innings is stay off the barrel of these Razorbacks.
They have really kept this Arkansas offense off balance, and one thing that I've noticed within their approach is they're staying away from the hitters and then also sprinkling in the off speed.
Off speed's been a killer. I think we saw it at times yesterday even from Koosh. Wyckoff. The next batter?
It's just been away, 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 and then once they get ahead, they're coming in with the off speed.
Arkansas baseball went through a series against Stetson where they lost the last couple of games, and it felt similar. It was off speed, off speed. We're going to dot the corner, then we're going to go a little further off the corner, and then when you chase, we're going further off the corner, and then when you take a big swing, we're going softer. At about 6 innings in, you want to take your bat and smack it in pieces against the brick wall.
The difficulty of that, though, I mean, with seeing pitches that are off the plate and then the off-speed pitch, I mean, if I was calling pitches, I'd probably just stick to that probably 90% of the time.
I think you have to until maybe something changes. Wyckoff rips one to right, but this ball's going to carry over the head of Breslin. Here comes Kennedy around third. She is going to score. Kaylee Wyckoff with a ringing double. Arkansas cashes in the free base runner this inning for their 4th run.
And for Kaylee Wyckoff, this is the second ball that Arkansas has just demolished off of the right center field gap.
And Sydney, that pitch caught too much of the plate.
That was over the heart of the plate, and Wyckoff did exactly what she was supposed to do with it. Turns on it and drives it.
Pinch runner coming for the Razorbacks. Ramsey Walker is going to come on to run. Who knows? She might even come on and play some right field too. We'll see.
I was just about to become the defensive replacement in right field. Seen it a little season.
(4-2) our new score. All right, our umpires are going to get together. If somebody leaving early again, what would this be? Coach is waiting as well. See if Dakota Kennedy might have left early. UConn challenged Johnson leaving first early on a stolen base. Coach Valentino doesn't like what she's hearing.
She is not too pleased.
Let's take a look. Oh,
Yep.
Sydney.
Yep, she is way, way, way early. She gets to the peak of her circle and she's off of first base.
Now, are they telling her that she can't review that?
I'm gonna presume so. But she still has one more challenge.
Well, that's it. Because that takes a run off the board and ends the inning.
Huh. I don't know, Brett. That's interesting.
I feel like we need to call a friend and get an update on what the crew told Coach Valentino, because she's got a beef. And now you're really hoping, if you're UConn, that one run doesn't turn into 2 or 3 more.
Sure.
Rio scored back in the second. That was Arkansas's last inning that they had scored until this one. Does each team have one coach who just simply watches the runners, and when they leave?
I'm going to say yes. I mean, whenever during my time of playing, we would sit in the dugout and either players or one of the coaches would just solely watch with runners on base leaving early.
Because now with replay, that doesn't usually miss many things.
Well, and at my time, we didn't have replay.
It got to the point a couple of years ago where we were replaying every time there was a home run in hopes that somebody left early. It's ball 4, which probably wasn't the intent of replay to begin with, but this inning does continue.
And that has been a game changer, just the ability to replay, like what you're saying, on a home run.
Kennedy Miller next in, 0 for 2. It can be hard to get 3 outs, especially against a good offensive team, and when you third and it doesn't click, then it becomes even harder, it feels, to get that third for whatever reason. And keep in mind, there was the single that Bell had that was just lost in the sun and a soft little pop-up. So they could have been out of the inning. And then they think Kennedy left early, and now they're working on trying to get 5 outs.
Sure. It definitely has that feeling of it just keeps extending.
Good pitch.
That off-speed drop ball that Jessica Walter is throwing, I mean, it has so much break.
When you start your swing and she throws a good one, you're not going to hit it.
And the thing is, it's like it's that in-between of a fastball and a changeup. It's not a true changeup. It just is like a few mile-an-hour difference from her fastball. It is really challenging Arkansas.
She does not want to walk Miller, though, to load him up for Davison. Soft roller to short. Play made by Pettis, and UConn navigates some further damage, but Arkansas does get a run as we go to the 6th.
has all of ESPN all in one place. Visit activate.espn.com to see if you have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
Beautiful day at Bogle Park as this game moves into the 6th inning. 4-2 Arkansas with the lead. Heart of the lineup for the Huskies, and that run Arkansas got sitting in the bottom of the 5th looms even larger now, it feels like. That one is poked down the line and right, dropping for a base hit. Kupal will get the hit. Ramsey Walker did stay in and play right. The ball found her immediately, and just like that, the Huskies bring the tying run to the plate against Timmerman.
And Brett, for UConn, they've gotten the lead hitter on. Want offensively is to get the lead hitter on.
And here's Pettis again. She homered on Friday. She's 0 for 2 today. 0 for 4 in the last couple of games, but big numbers on the season. For a team that's hit 20 homers, she has 8 of them.
And Coach Valentino talked about that she's just an offensive powerhouse for this staff, but that she's really successful at a very high level because of her short-term memory. And there's Bree right by her Bree mural.
Is she obligated to stand right there? I think she is. Now she's doing pictures.
I think she should every time she comes, she just needs to stand by
Stand
and
right
wave.
by the mural?
Yeah.
That's a lot of Bree right there. That's 2 images on the wall and 1 in person.
I'm so happy she got to be on the call for the games. I just think that's huge for the fans and the state.
I think she had some fun, too. She found out what you already know.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, there you have it.
It is a lot of fun. Always thankful for the opportunity.
Both of you have a lot of travel to get here, though. That's the challenge. 0-2 the count. There's a chopper to Rijo. And unable to make the play. I think she was in a hurry to try and maybe have a force at second base. And Arkansas's 2 most sure-handed players defensively have had a little bit of an issue today. And the Huskies in business.
And for this, just 2 big hops, and she doesn't get it on the short hop. I think she sat back just a little bit too much.
I think you're right. If you're coming through that and there's a play at first base, you're going to come get that hop before that last bounce. But she was trying to position herself to throw. Another little dribbler. Miller's going to pick it up and throws one by Bell. It's going to lead to a run and back-to-back balls that weren't handled cleanly.
And this is just not something that you see often from Arkansas's defense, just with defensive miscues. I mean, we see the bobble from Rio, and then a ball overthrown by Kennedy Miller. Let's take another look at this, almost essentially a swinging bunt. Kennedy Miller, she gets around it and positions herself, just doesn't make the correct throw to Tiana Bell at first.
And listen, that's not an easy play, the way that ball rolled away, but Miller did everything she could to put herself in position to make the play, and then the throw went awry. And this Arkansas team, just incredibly good defensively, Sydney. Today, they have made 3 errors, and last year they tied for the fewest in the country. In fact, they were #1 in fielding percentage. They made 24 errors all season, tied with FAU. They've made 3 this afternoon.
Yeah, just very uncharacteristic, and we saw Coach Matt Michael go out there, which he does not ever have to do often. And I mean, this is a team that ranks 5th nationally in fielding percentage going into the weekend at .984.
Now UConn is saying, hey, we don't care. We'll take whatever runs we can get. This is DeMayo. The 2 runs the Huskies scored in the second were unearned. But the bigger issue for the Razorbacks, there is nobody out. And the tying run is at third base. Soft little one-hopper to Davison. She has 1 play. That's first. Her momentum was taking her home. She was looking at the plate. Pettis could not try to score there because if that ball's caught, she's going to be doubled off.
This is a great play by Carly Davison. Just a soft liner that getting it on the short hop and the backhand.
Boy, if that ball spins away, the Huskies are really in business. That ball to the backstop, and the tying run will score. Pettis will touch. The pitch from Timmerman got away from Miller. We'll have to see this one again.
And this pitch by Sailor Timmerman, almost in the right-handed batter's box. Kennedy Miller just doesn't get her glove around it.
With plenty of movement, hit off the end of her glove. And now Breslin is at third with one gone. Boy, the wheels have come off the wagon a bit here in the sixth. Especially after Arkansas, they're going to say that's a pass ball, so that's another defensive breakdown. After Arkansas got a run that they were fortunate to get last inning, in many ways.
Just very, very uncharacteristic defensively.
A 4-4 game, and the Huskies, who've had one lead today, would love to get one here late. Willers had a sac fly earlier in the game, but she will wave and miss, and that was a big pitch from Timmerman to get a big strikeout, and there's two gone.
And this rise ball from Sailor Timmerman just cuts up and away.
Heidi Barber had an RBI on a squeeze earlier, takes strike one. The infield now with two outs can make the play at first and not be concerned as much with Breslin at third, but two runs have come home on one hit this inning for UConn.
For UConn, what a response. But I mean, just making the most of the opportunity and playing off of the defensive miscues.
Two errors and a pass ball this frame, and here come the Huskies again. Two outs and two strikes, and again, last inning, there was the soft pop-up that DeMeo lost in the sun on just a gentle pop-up, and Bell wasn't even running. And then after a fielder's choice, Dakota Kennedy on our replay left early. It wasn't called. That run scores for fourth Arkansas run in that manner. Timmerman does respond with a couple of Ks once there was a runner at third base. So the Huskies get a couple of runs to tie as we go to the bottom of the sixth. City UConn scored 4 runs, and all have been unearned. Some uncharacteristic misplays by Arkansas.
Yeah, just uncharacteristic of Arkansas. We saw Rio started off with a fielding error, and then Kennedy Miller throwing it down the right field line, just for UConn to drive in another run. And pass ball by Kennedy Miller gets away from her. Just very uncharacteristic for Arkansas. But for UConn, I mean, you'll take it.
Sure will. I know the Huskies, once they had a runner at third with one gone, they wanted to get that 5th run in to regain the lead, but we're tied as We move into the bottom of the 6th inning. Davison, Johnson, and Bain. McDowell, if anybody reaches. You know, it's funny because Arkansas got off to a pretty good start. They had 3 runs in 2 innings, even though they weren't hitting the ball extremely well. That one is fouled back. 8 seems to be the magic number, and of course they've had a couple of run rules since Coach Deifel has been here. Arkansas has lost 1 game in which they've scored 8 runs or more. Well, today they're trying to get to 5. I mean, you would think there would be some games where, you know, you might get into a slugfest like today. .168 and 1 when scoring 8 runs, including 112 straight. So, Cindy, there have been some games, at least this year too, where they haven't been in a 4-4 contest late, where you need to find a way to get a run to have a chance to win the game. Davison fly to right her last time in. Mile high pop up to left. Does Cruz see it? Well, she's shading her eyes, and she had that ball tracking to her glove. If not, and she's saying the same thing, if that ball would have been 4 or 5 feet in either direction, she may not have been able to recover.
And for Bella Cruz, she is definitely thankful for getting that out. She did exactly what she's supposed to do. She kept her glove up the entire time. But man, Brett, that sun is tricky.
It must be. And I go back to the play DeMeo didn't see last inning. Huskies don't like the sun, and it is bright. And Johnson fouls one away.
She did the right thing, though. She kept her glove up, and then at the last second pulled her glove down.
But if that ball falls, whether it lands to her side or whether it hits her glove, Davison's going to be at second, and she might end up keep going all the way to third. Of course, Reagan Johnson got a base hit in the 4th inning. So she's on the doorstep of history. Right now, history is more about getting on to potentially score the go-ahead run. DeMeo guarding the line at third. The pitch to Johnson. Floats up and out. The number to chase is 261. She's at 260. Her pursuit of Hannah McEwen has reached the doorstep of Razorback softball history. She's ahead 3 balls and a strike. Walter came on in relief back in the 4th. Johnson waiting on the next pitch. That's ball 4. The Razorbacks have a base runner in Sydney. The one thing about Reagan Johnson today, she has stolen 3 bases. Would you consider putting her in motion again?
I would consider it, just with the speed and to get her into scoring position.
14 of 14 on the season. They reviewed whether she left early back in the 4th, and somehow she kept her spike or toe on the base. Brinley Bain takes strike 1. Now, Bain did have a 2-run double in the 2nd. Hit a hard ground out to second. Her last at bat. One on, one out. Bain hits another one to left field. Does Cruz see this one? She does. She's thinking not another one. She made the play, and there's 2 outs. Ella McDowell is 0 for 3. She's lined out twice. She bounced out to third. Walter continues to work around the parameters of the zone. Jessica Walter, 4 years at Providence. A veteran of college softball, working in a tie game now late against this top 10 team, the Razorbacks, who are 16-1 at home this year. But if Arkansas can't score in the 6th, it will feel like there's a little bit more momentum swinging in UConn's favor. Hard hit, base hit. McDowell tomahawks one that will send Johnson from first to third in a blink of an eye. And there's Hogs on the corners with 2 outs. And Johnson's speed's been a big factor because we remember how UConn scored the tying run on a pass ball. And with her presence at third, if UConn doesn't handle a pitch cleanly, she might have the possibility of coming down the line to scoring. UConn's going to call a timeout. There's going to be one coach in the circle. Coach Valentino's talking to the infielders, and a third coach is talking to the outfielders.
I mean, this is a critical moment. Yeah, multitasking. This is a critical moment for UConn. I mean, talk about momentum if they get out of this inning with not a run scored.
I think all of that makes sense, Sydney. To me, how you pitch Tiana Bell is more important than anything you do defensively with 2 outs.
Absolutely. I mean, but with the way that Walter just has thrown the past few innings since coming in relief, I mean, she has really kept them off balance. And, I mean, that was a great piece of hitting by Ella McDowell. But, I mean, she's really just stayed away and has stuck to her plan.
Agreed. So Bell hit a ball that would have been a homer, but Breslin, she hit a soft pop-up to third that she stopped running, that dropped in the sun, and she got a base hit. And
so what we're about to see here is, they're going to put Tiana Bell on base and load up the bases and leave it up to Dakota Kennedy.
I think I like this in many ways. And, you know, you're going to put another runner in a scoring position, but you're also going to create a force at every base with 2 outs for Dakota Kennedy. See Barber, well, she provides quite a target to, goodness, that was a strike. That pitch was a strike.
I was about to say that was right over the plate.
I'm surprised that Mario Calabrese didn't say this is a strike. Are you kidding me? That's the best pitch of the day. You can't just point to first here. You better make sure you don't put one too close. Had Bell decided she wanted to swing on that, she might have hit that off the scoreboard.
Sure. I was not a pitcher, but I feel like that may be a little bit tough, somewhat, of being focused on, of course, pitching through the zone and then having to
with a runner at third,
intentionally walk and then come back.
Well, the Beer Hats are out. Dakota Kennedy is in. There's bases full of Razorbacks. In a tie game in the bottom of the 6th, and Walter just does miss.
That is not missing by much.
Kennedy is hitless in 2 at-bats today. Trying to put her team back in front in the bottom of the 6th inning. That floats on the corner. It clipped the outside edge to the dismay of the Bogle Park fans. That was almost placed perfectly. Johnson at third, McDowell at second, Bell at first. Up and in. Kennedy got out of the way. She was clipped by a pitch in the first. Had that one hit her, would have been worth a tally. And it's 3-1. And that is the one danger about putting Bell on. It does create a force at every base, but it means a walk pushes across a run. Walter needs a big pitch. Here it comes to Kennedy. Ball 4, and the Razorbacks take the lead on a bases-loaded walk.
Gosh, and that's the tough thing, Brett. I mean, you're exactly right. By putting on Tiana Bell, I mean, the walk puts a run on the board.
This isn't exactly the Bogle Bombers script today, nor is it Arkansas's defensive script.
Sometimes you just have to scrap to find a way to get it done.
By the way,
Even
Ramsey
through the
Walker,
challenges.
who ran for Wyckoff and stayed in the play right field, is going to see Kaylee re-enter for her, and then Arkansas will run at second. Is that Jaden Wells running at second?
It is.
Wyckoff to bat again. She had the double in the 5th inning. Looked like Kennedy left early, but it tied up the game. I beg your pardon, it put Arkansas up 4-2. UConn would tie with 2 in the 6th. But again, there's no margin of error with the bases loaded here. Big rip and a miss. Worth mentioning, Arkansas has hit 6 grand slams this season, one shy of a single season program record. Just one single this inning. Wyckoff reaching for that just a bit. It's 1-2.
You can see Wyckoff, since she's getting thrown on that outer half of the plate, she's scooted up in the box. Toes are almost on the chalk line.
Two and two. I think if you're Walter, you really want a verdict on this pitch. It's not imperative, but if you go to 3-2 and the runners are in motion, a ball to the gap would change the trajectory of this contest completely. It will go to 3-2, and these runners will be able to take off. Makes it a little bit harder maybe to look for a potential force if there's a bobble on the infield. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded, runners move. That ball's ripped to right, hit wild to the wall, and 4 will score on a grand slam from Kaylee Wyckoff. The 7th Razorback slam this season. And the Hogs have been in the battle to score runs all day. They get 4 on one big swing.
And hugs all around. 7th grand slam of the season.
A moment ago it was 4-4.
Kaylee Wyckoff up and in pitch, and she gets all of it. Talk about a momentum shift. And definitely the fans are on their feet
No
calling
doubt.
the Hogs for that, Brett.
That separation 9-4 as Rio bats. You know, we don't have time with 2 outs to get into Wyckoff's swing. Obviously so much success, but Sydney, she just throws that barrel to the zone and stops. There's no carry through. It's just hard to the contact, and then that bat just kind of carries itself
No, she
forward.
didn't even get through extension on that swing. She is so short and quick to contact.
Rio takes a strike. In 2022, Arkansas had 7 grand. They have 7 now this season with a lot more time to go. And see, this has been an Bogle Park, Bogle Bombers day if there ever was one, as far as getting runs on a bases loaded walk and trying to scratch out some runs here or there, and then all of a sudden they get their first homer in 2 days with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th to score 4. Rio will wave and miss. That will end the inning, but Sydney, one big swing was a lot of fun for Arkansas.
And Kaylee Wyckoff separates Arkansas from UConn. I mean, the excitement.
Get 16 straight hits, you're having quite a run. Torres from Florida State at NCAA record, but then again Oklahoma through 32 games, 122 homers. What is that, 4 a game we're averaging? And then Grand Canyon, the Lopes finally lost against Oklahoma State after they began their campaign 30-0. Every one of those things is as amazing as the previous 2.
I was just about to say, that is just some softball craziness right there.
So it wasn't that long ago UConn was tied trying to take the lead, and now Cassiano is going to pinch hit. She did so yesterday. Got a pinch hit double in the 6th and scored a run. Timmerman trying to finish off this game and pick up her 5th win. One and 2 to count.
And for UConn, Brett, I mean, they were just right there, right there. And one big swing from Kaylee Wyckoff makes the difference of this game.
The intentional walk low to the bases loaded walk forced in the go-ahead run, then the slam. And that was your fear that I was talking about 2 hours prior that didn't take place, with a couple of walks early in the game, that one big swing then would be worth 3 to change the complexion of the game. Arkansas didn't get that swing until there were 2 in the 6th. That's hit well to center, but Johnson will twist and turn and get back and make the catch shy of the track. And UConn has scored 4 runs, but all 4 unearned. Regardless, they have had chances then to maybe get a 5th or to get another run. They need more than that. And this is Kibling, who's 0 for 3, back at the top of the lineup. I think this UConn team, Sydney's going to be fine in conference play. They're 3-3 in the Big East. We were talking maybe an hour ago. I think there's takeaways for them, several over the course of the weekend. You know, you're not playing for moral wins, but this one's going to sting too. This won't just be something you take away. You're going to think this was a chance maybe to grab a W.
No, I mean, being tied 4-4 and just the trajectory of the game completely changed, but what it could have done for them momentum-wise.
All of a sudden, the Huskies down to their final out. We'll see what they do when they jump back in a Big East play. I would expect them to do a lot of damage. But right now, Savannah Ring is the last chance for UConn. Burline started. Timmerman trying to finish. Good pitch for strike one. Ring singled in the first. Twice she's bounced to short. Poked out to right center field, and Johnson will get there to make the catch and end the game. And the Razorbacks win it 9-4 with a huge bottom of the 6th inning.
And a little bit of some uncharacteristic plays for Arkansas this game, but Kaylee Wyckoff, the difference maker with another grand slam for this Arkansas offense.
7 grand slams for the Razorbacks, but this one all but decided a game. And Sydney, we'll see you next weekend for Florida.
Yeah, I'll see you next weekend for Florida, Brett.
I thought you would.
Some good SEC softball.
Well, for Sydney Parley and our entire crew, I'm Brett Dolden, thanking you for tuning in. Kaylee Wyckoff, the big fly, 4 scored on a grand slam to help Arkansas to a 9-4 win. We'll see you with the Gators and the Hogs this weekend at Bogle Park. So long, everybody, from Northwest Arkansas. We'll talk to you on Friday night.